10 hours ago, life was normal, or so I thought. Now, I stood trembling in our driveway, rain-soaked and furious, watching red and blue lights pierce the night as an ambulance carried my asthmatic mother away. Her shallow gasps still echoed in my ears, a haunting refrain triggered by our power-hungry HOA president, Eleanor Hoffman. That woman, clad in her pristine white pantsuit, had snatched Mom's inhaler at the neighborhood barbecue, a cruel punishment for some petty rule violation involving our garden gnome. How was Mom supposed to know her secret? My sweet, struggling mother, the retired kindergarten teacher, was an undercover FBI agent investigating Eleanor's corrupt empire. It started 3 months earlier, the day we unpacked in Pine Crest Gardens. A sharp rap on the door interrupted our pizza dinner. There stood Eleanor, her black notebook gripped like a weapon, her smile as absent as warmth in her voice. "Welcome to the neighborhood. Your mailbox is 2 shades darker than regulation. Fix it by Friday." Mom, ever gracious, offered her a slice. Eleanor eyed the box like it was toxic. "I prefer to keep interactions professional," she sniffed. "I'm the HOA president. The welcome packet lists the rules. There are many." That was our first warning. Since then, Eleanor waged war. Trash cans visible from the street. They weren't. Christmas lights lingering past January 2nd. A bird feeder dubbed a pest magnet. Mom's rose bushes half an inch too tall. My car allegedly leaking oil. It didn't. Each infraction fueled her crusade. Mom, who taught kindergarten for 30 years before retiring last spring, tried peace offerings, cookies, tea invitations, volunteering for community projects. Eleanor's response? More inspections. But her real obsession was Raymond, the garden gnome Dad gave Mom for their last anniversary before his fatal heart attack. Perched by our steps with his fishing pole, Raymond was, to Eleanor, a blight on Pinecrest's aesthetic. "The rules permit tasteful ornaments," Mom argued, handbook in hand, her voice steady despite a trembling grip. "Raymond stays." I saw the strain in her eyes. Her asthma, mild for years, worsening since Dad's death at 62. Yesterday's summer barbecue turned the tide. Eleanor scheduled a special meeting on community standards at the clubhouse. The air felt thick with unease as we arrived. Neighbors' sidelong glances darted away too quickly. "Glad you could join us," Eleanor purred into the microphone, clicking to a PowerPoint slide of our house. Raymond circled in furious red. "This tackiness drives away quality buyers." Mom rose, her voice tight. "Eleanor, this isn't appropriate for a community event." The bylaws say I maintain standards," Eleanor cut in, "and your attitude's been noted." A few neighbors shifted uncomfortably. Others nodded with Mom. "That gnome was a gift from my late husband," she said, a wheeze creeping in. "Your attachments aren't our concern," Eleanor snapped. "Remove it or face fines." Mom's breathing faltered. She fumbled for her inhaler, but before she could use it, Eleanor stormed over and yanked it from her hand. "You're exceeding your authority," Mom gasped. "You're disruptive," Eleanor retorted, dropping the puffer into her designer bag. "Return it when you learn manners." Mom's face drained of color, her breath shallow and desperate. I lunged, shouting, "She needs that to breathe." Eleanor's cronies, board members Stuart and Diana, blocked me. "She needs to respect authority," Eleanor said coolly. As Mom crumpled, I shoved past them, catching her before she hit the floor. "Call 911, I screamed, her lips tinting blue. Neighbors scattered, some horrified, others averting their eyes, as Eleanor strode off, meeting adjourned. In the hospital, Dr. Patel's words were grim. A severe asthma attack. If you hadn't acted fast, I couldn't finish the thought, Eleanor's smug exit replaying in my mind. Mom, stabilized but tethered to oxygen, surprised me. "Did you bring my secure phone?" "The one in my nightstand's locked drawer." Mom, rest. "I'll call the police about Eleanor." "No police," she said sharply. "Not yet. Get the phone." Rain hammered my windshield as I sped home, fury simmering. A soaked HOA letter clung to our door, $500 fine for disruptive conduct, signed by Eleanor, defying her own mail rules. Inside Mom's room, I found the key taped in Pride and Prejudice. The drawer held a sleek phone and a notebook of cryptic financial codes. Back at the hospital, Mom locked the door behind me. "Sit, honey," she said, her voice shifting, calm, commanding. She dialed the phone. "Agent Catherine Reynolds, authorization Lambda Delta 47. I need Director Swanson. Urgent." I gaped. "My cover may be compromised," she told him. The subject took my inhaler, with the tracking device. "We need to accelerate." "Mom, what?" "I'm not just a retired teacher," she said, pulling a badge from her gown. "FBI, financial crimes, 35 years. I laughed, incredulous. "You taught half the town." "That was my cover," she said, badge glinting. "Eleanor's been laundering money through the HOA. We moved here after Dad died to investigate. He was my handler, retired 5 years ago, stayed active until his heart attack." The room spun. The asthma? Real, but the inhaler's the recording device. She's made a federal mistake. 2 agents, Clark and Rodriguez, arrived, badges flashing. "Director Swanson's authorized action," Clark said. "Eleanor's emergency meeting tomorrow is our chance." "She's finding us again," I added, showing the letter. "Perfect," Mom said. "The quarterly fees moved last week. She'll launder them post-meeting." "What do I do?" I asked, reeling. "Act normal," Mom said. "Record everything at the meeting." "I'll be there," Dr. Patel's Agent Patel. At home, black SUVs lurked on our street. Raymond's painted eyes seemed to wink, a silent conspirator in this unraveling lie. By morning, the community center buzzed with tension. Eleanor smirked from the head table, Mom's inhaler a trophy before her. "Late as usual," she taunted, projecting our violations. Mailbox, roses, Halloween decor. "These people disrespect our standards." Yesterday, Miss Reynolds faked a medical episode to dodge accountability. Mom shuffled forward, frail and wheezing. "You stole my medication. I could have died." "I confiscated a prop," Eleanor sneered. Then Mom straightened, badge aloft. "I'm Agent Catherine Reynolds, FBI. You're under investigation." Chaos erupted. Agents stormed in. "That inhaler's federal property," Mom said, voice steel. "It's recorded your Aspen vacation home confession and more. $200,000 in misdirected fees, falsified reports, assault on an agent." Eleanor lunged. An agent intercepted. Neighbors erupted, fines, injustices spilling out. "Quiet," Eleanor shrieked, toppling her chair. "You'll regret this." Mom projected damning financials. "Your HOA's a laundering front." As agents cuffed Eleanor, Stuart, and Diana, she spat. "Senator Wilson knows." Mom cut in. "He's had complaints." Later, Mom explained, "Your real reactions sold my cover." This was bigger than Eleanor. Then her phone rang. "Back to the center," she said, urgent. In the basement, a hidden room revealed files, computers, fake IDs, our neighbors' faces on forged passports. "Identity theft," Mom whispered. "They've sold our lives to criminals." Eleanor's late-night visits, caught by Raymond's camera, Mom's suggestion, cracked it open. "This ties to 3 crime syndicates," an agent said. Outside, Eleanor hissed from a police car. "They'll come for you." "Who?" Mom pressed. Eleanor's laugh chilled me. "I'm just local. There are 50 communities like this." We fled that night, new phones, a safe house. 6 months later, we returned post-trial, headlines screaming, "FBI busts HOA crime network." Eleanor got decades. Her bosses remained at large. Neighbors threw a block party. Tasha's new HOA rule simple: be kind. "Retiring for real," Mom laughed, tapping her real inhaler. Raymond reclaimed his post, a tiny guardian of secrets. I'd learned the truth. Appearances deceive, and the smallest things, like a gnome, can topple empires.